Hey everybody, I'm the Rusty Mechanic, and tonight I'm going to take a look at Mastermind Creations Ocular Max Precision Series PS-23 Ignis, aka Hotspot, leader of the Protectobots from the Transformers G1 cartoon. Whew. Okay, that's a lot. Mastermind, you got to work on your titles of your characters anyway, or your figures. Anyway, tonight I'm going to go through a full review of this figure, which just got released. It's part of their combiner set. They are doing the Protectobots, and this is their third release of the set. And of course, this is also the main, the leader and the main body of their combiner set. So, really looking forward to tearing into this with you guys tonight. I already have taken a look at it, obviously, and gone through it. It is a fantastic figure. It's been a long time since a figure has gotten me excited about masterpiece collecting. This figure is big, bulky, really nice presence, really good to look at. Very easy, simple, intuitive transformation. And like I said, it's been a long time since I've been excited about a masterpiece figure. My last few experiences have been disasters. Fans Toys Jazz, Fans Toys Powerglide, Cliff Jumper, MP Skyfire. None of these guys have been fun. None of these guys have hit the mark for me in any way, shape, or form. This guy hits all the marks for me. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. Before we do, though, I just want to give a shout out to Madhaus Toys and Collectibles, where I purchased this figure. Once again, Madhaus came through fantastic shipping, very quick, awesome customer service. If you are looking for an alternative to all the mainstream ones and you want to support local, please go ahead and give these guys a look. And keep them in mind whenever you're looking for any of your masterpiece or any of your Transformers collectibles that you are looking for. And as always, shameless self-promotion for myself. If you do like the format of these videos, it is a live style format where I just jump in and talk through the figure, going from the unboxing to the accessories to the transformation to the review of both modes. And then give my overall opinion of the figure at the end. And if you do like this video and these style of videos, please go ahead and give a like down below. It sure does help out a lot. Go ahead and leave a comment down below too. Let me know what you think of this figure. Are you excited about this set? Are you excited about MMC and their line? And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well and hit that little notification bell so you get notified every time that I release one of these videos. And with that all out of the way, let's get into it. All right, so just taking a quick look at the box. I'm always very impressed with Mastermind's box art. Looks exactly like the figure in the box. Got kind of a cartoon look to it. This entire main picture does have a nice high gloss feel to it. And then there's just actual pictures of the actual figures on the top of the box. And as always, the fun part that I like about the MMC stuff is they actually give us a stat card on the back, just like we got with the original figures that you know from our childhood. And inside the box, of course, is a decoder bar so that you can actually red transparent decoder bar that you can put over top of this so you can actually see the stats a lot clearer. Little description on the back of him. Always fun to read that stuff. Let's go ahead and dive into this. Really nice packaging. It's plastic bubble packaging. The thing you won't see as I open this up, obviously because I have taken this guy out of the box, is MMC is really good about, let me get the instructions out of here, really good about protecting the figures during shipping. So the entire vehicle is actually completely wrapped in plastic. It's just like a sheet of plastic that's wrapped around it. If you want to check that out, I actually made a short, like a quick unboxing video that you can go check out on my channel as well. But there it is out of the box. And even like straight out of the box, it just looks so impressive, right? Like it's got a nice size to it. It's got a really nice weight to it. There's really nice details, like painted details going on, right? Like silver here for the hoses. These are obviously dials. Probably emergency lighting, little Hotspot logo here on the front, which is a nice shout back to the G1 toy. translucent red sirens on the front. These mirrors are nice. They're a soft rubber, and they are painted silver for the mirrors here, but it's just a soft black rubber plastic, which is nice because then as you're manipulating the figure and doing the transformation, that you don't have to worry about accidentally breaking these off, right? They're very, very flexible. Rubber tires, which is always a nice touch, very freewheeling. The entire this entire mode rolls very, very nicely. It's very, very smooth. Silver painted rims and some nice detailing going on in the rims as well. There's stabilizer stands. These actually slide out. They do, I promise. They slide out. Okay. There. Maybe not from here, but each one of these slide out, which is cool when you're playing around with it, as we as adult collectors would like to do. The thing with MMC, which I always struggle with when I look at their vehicles. Actually, just take a look at the front first. Lots of nice painted details in the front here. Black painted windows, which is fine. But there's like a lot of silver paint details, right? Red signal lights in the bumper, right? Yellow headlights, little yellow or orange details here on the front. Lots of nice paint work going on. And the thing I was getting to was the thing I always struggle with MMC is I can never tell if like the main part of the plastic is painted, which I'm not complaining about. I don't think any of the blue is painted. I think this is actually molded blue plastic. I think the black is the same. It's black molded plastic. And the latter is also white molded plastic. None of that is painted, which is fine, because it still looks really, really good. Like that's a really nice color on the plastic, and you don't have to worry about manipulating it, posing it, transforming it, and worrying about the paint chipping off. It still has really good shelf presence, even though the main parts of the mode or the figure isn't actually painted. The things that are painted are the things that should be painted, just to give you those additional details. Quick look at the bottom. I mean, it cleans up very, very nicely, right? You can't really tell right from this where the torso is, right? Where's the torso? Where's the legs? Where's the arms? You can guess, I'm sure, right? But this is a very nice, clean, compact alt mode. Let's take a look at the accessories real quick, just before we get into the transformation. So he comes with 2 rifles and 2... They're described as robot arms in the instructions, I think. To me, the only real purpose to them is there's like a repair bay mode or a base mode, which I'll show real quickly. But it's these are kind of odd, but they are what they are. They can actually peg into the gun here. I just had to remember where there it was. So this pegs into that spot there, and then this slot actually pegs into like the sight that's at the end of the rifle. Now I found that it's the same thing with this one. When I was first playing with these, I was like, how come this doesn't line up? But it turns out that this actually rotates at that midpoint, so that you can line it up with the sight line, and then you get this, which is kind of neat. And before I show you how that pegs onto the alt mode here, this is actually folded away. Or you're obviously looking at this and going, where's the handle for the gun? So it's right here, and this whole piece rotates out like this. But this is actually too big for Ignis. This handle is actually for the combiner mode, but this handle breaks in half. You can fold this away, and now you have the handle for just Ignis. And then the whole thing can fold away for weapon storage on the alt mode, which the alt mode does have, which is, again, a very nice touch by any Transformer Masterpiece scale line, whether it's third party or official. Always appreciate the weapon storage and this works with this block right here at the top will just go into this square, slot hole, whatever you want to call it, on the ladder assembly, and it just pegs in just like that. So you end up getting that look right there, which is kind of cool. I guess it's really meant as like hoses, not weapons. I guess it could be weapons, like whatever. But I don't think I would ever display this alt mode like this. I think this actually detracts from the overall aesthetic of the alt mode anyway. So I'm going to be displaying this in robot mode anyway. So these are going in the box. But these are obviously going to go into robot mode and the combiner mode. I do have two, by the way. I did buy one for the robot mode, and the other one is going to be for the combined mode when the set completes. So that is those guys. Oh, I forgot to show the ladder. So the ladder is collapsed in the box. I mean, it's just a simple matter. You just pull the whole thing forward like that so that it fully extends, and you expose the blue base that's underneath there. And actually, I guess I should mention this too. This ladder is actually got a lot of articulation. Right, it's on a 360-degree rotation there. I'm just going to shorten this a bit. 360-degree rotation here, but it also pivots up and down. It does break away as part of the transformation, so you can play with it that way if you want. But I mean, obviously, ladder goes up, ladder goes down. So that's very, very nice that there is some articulation there, if you will. What else we got? So there is an alternate combiner head, which again I thought was very, very cool. We'll take a look at this as we move through the transformation. We'll take a look at the combiner head. There's instructions in here as to how to swap the combiner head. Sorry, my OCD is kicking in here. So there's an alternate head for the combiner mode. I don't remember what the actual combiner mode looks like inside, so we'll do a comparison and take a look at the two of them. And see how they're different. But obviously some very nice detail here. Again, molded black plastic with painted gray face. Lots of nice details going on. Chrome blue for the eyes. Very cool. Just a standard, face sculpt. But there is an alternate screaming, I guess, face sculpt that comes with this. So that's cool. What was interesting, though, is in the bag with the instructions... I'm just going to throw that over there. In the bag with the instructions, there's another face sculpt in here. And what's interesting is that when you look at the instructions, it doesn't talk about an alternate face sculpt for this set. It just says there's one included alternate face. Now, I don't think this fits on this one. And originally I thought that maybe this was an alternate face for Hotspot, but then I remembered that, or Ignis, and then I remembered that Hotspot in the cartoon, he has a solid faceplate. So this isn't for him. So I have to assume that this is the faceplate for the combiner head that's inside this figure. As you guys may or may not know, like this is an all-in-one design, so the combiner is actually inside this figure. And there's no parts forming involved at all. So everything is inside, including the head for the combiner mode, which you'll see during the transformation. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting that there were two alternate faces. And this wasn't a mistake because, like I said, I do have, so you guys know I'm not lying, but I do have a second copy. So I opened this one just to confirm. And this one also has two alternate faces in it as well. So it's supposed to come with two alternate faces. So anyway. We'll put these guys over here. And then, of course, in the bag with the instructions is, like I said, there's a little decoder bar so you can read the stats on the back of the box. Just like that, right? Ooh, magic. Ooh. And We got the bio card. I'm always a little disappointed with MMC's bio cards because it's pretty flimsy cardboard. Like I could fold this in half easy, right? I wish that they would actually make these into hard plastic like a credit card, you know, a la Fans Toys or Takara Tomy. But again, there's some nice artwork on there. Stats on the back, same bio as what's on the box. Pictures of you know, both modes, like the actual figure. And then there's the instructions. Like, so I'll just show it real quick. But like I said, it just says combiner's roaring face. Oh, it's a roaring face. All right. But as you can see, it only shows that there's one, right? 2 cannons, 2 mech arms. Nothing about a second alternate face. So I guess they threw it in after the fact as a bonus. So thanks, MMC. That's very kind of you. I'll show the repair bay mode real quick because it's actually kind of on the way through the transformation of getting to the robot mode. So you just do want to. I normally just collapse the ladder just to get it out of the way because you do have to break the front half apart. But the first part of it is actually. So you want to break these panels away on the side where the hoses are. Break it off to the side. There's a little rotating tab here. Which is actually a tab that locks this panel into place, and you just want to rotate it just 45 degrees just to get it out of the way because it lets this rotate out so that you can complete the rotation of this all the way up and just fold it behind like that. And as you'll notice, as you rotate it, right, it kicks it out of the way. So I'll just show it again on this side. So you just rotate this guy in and then do that, and then see as you rotate it, it kicks it out of the way. And then you can tuck that away. And that's just to get the panels out of the way because you do have to break the legs apart. This becomes the base of the repair bay. So you just want to break the ladder away. And you can tuck it away up there. Just let it flop around in the back there. These are tabbed together very tightly, so you want to wiggle them a bit. They will break apart. And then once you have them separated, just reach in the back here. So this entire piece will rotate forward, and that just spreads the legs out. And you can rotate the lower part of the leg. Watch the hip skirt, it swings away. And do that. And then just bring the leg straight out like that so that the tire is facing up, and that's going to be the base of the robot mode. I do find you can also do it this way. If you swing the leg backwards, it gives you more leverage to like swing this out, and then you can bring the leg up and then rotate up like that. Sometimes that's easier than just trying to flick out the main part. So there's the base, right, of the repair mode. And then you just want to break apart the top. Man, I will tell you that just grabbing a spudger, shout out to MMC for making a solid figure, because this front half of the cab, when it tabs together, it really tabs together. So you just want to bring these out like that, and then turn them and rotate it forward so that the front of the cab is now facing you. And then you can take the ladder from the back where you left it, and you're basically just, you can extend the ladder, right? But essentially this becomes, I want to say these are weapons, even though this is supposed to be a repair bay, but that is essentially it. And then you can take the mech arms, these things, and they tab in, just turn them sideways, just right here, right? So this just tabs in, or plugs in, I guess, to there. And then where's the other one? Right there in front of me. This one tabs in to here. It is a tight fit, by the way. That tabs in there, and that tabs in there. Oh, this is supposed to, sorry. Right, there's two tabs right here. These actually tab into the last two holes of the ladder. So let me just lean this forward just so you can see it. But you do have to kind of play with it a bit. right? Like you slide the ladder forward a bit, and then it will, I promise. It does tab into place there. There we go. Oh, I've rotated this forward a bit. All right, this is turning into a bit of a fail. I'm a little, there we go. Okay, there. I hope you heard that click. Anyway, right, so you can put the arms on, and then the weapons actually go on as well. This area right here, it's kind of funny because it doesn't actually lock into place. Like, it doesn't tab into place or anything. It literally just sits on top of the... it sits on top of the stabilizer arm here. Just kind of like that. Which is a little disappointing, because I was kind of assuming that this would actually peg on in some way, but it doesn't. You can kind of feel it lock on, but it's like it does flop around a bit. So, but that's essentially the repair bay mode. Not very impressive. I doubt anybody's ever going to display it like this. I do know some people out there that buy multiple copies, like more than 2 and 3, Jay. So maybe there are people out there who might actually display this thing in this mode. I'm not going to do it, but if you want to, go ahead. Just for the purposes of showing you the transformation from the all mode, I'm going to put this back into the actual all mode. All right, so now we're back into the alt mode from the opposite position. So again, the easiest thing to do is to just collapse the ladder just to get it out of the way, and you do want to start with the arms. So you're going to, man, I hope this stays in camera. This thing is big. So you want to split the arms apart like this, and then this top panel here will split away and swing all the way to the back. There's a part of the bumper here. This actually rotates out. So it rotates out like that. And then this entire section and the roof will actually break away from this entire piece here. Now, it is a little difficult. It almost feels like you're going to break it. It's tabbed into a lot of places. But if you wiggle it enough, there, it will break away, and you want to rotate it out 90 degrees. Take this panel, fold it up, take the bottom part of the front of the cab and fold it in so that it's all sitting 90 degrees like that. This is the arm assembly here. You want to swing it out. You want to rotate it around 90 degrees so that all the hinges are facing forward. Take this piece, flip it up. You want to rotate it all the way back like this. And then you may have to bend the elbow forward just to get this to rotate around. And then it folds in underneath to the bottom part of the arm. There is a slot on the bottom like this one that this tabs into. This is where the hand is, and it will actually slide. Is it forward? No, it's back. It slides back so that this shape lines up with the joint. And then you can go ahead and pull the hand out, which is just sitting right in here. It's a very simple rotate this out, flip the hand out, and close this back up, and there you have the hand. So that's pretty much the entire arm assembly, and then you're just going to close all this back up so that you have the arm assembly. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So open this up, rotate that part of the bumper back, untab the front of the cab and the roof, flip this up, flip the cab in, rotate the arm out, rotate around 180 degrees, flip up this part, flip it back so that you can rotate it around. And I'll just show that tab that I'm talking about, right? So this goes into there, close that up, push the forearm back so that it's flush with the elbow, open up the hand, flip it out, close it back up, and then close the entire back part of the arm, and close that top panel. And these are his biceps, by the way. We're going to open up his chest plate, so you're just going to flip this down. This part is a little, it can stick. I'll just show the pins. There's 2 sliding pins here. So the bottom half of the chest plate, these actually slide out so that they line up with the outer edge. You normally can just grab them and slide them out, or you can get your thumb in there and slide them over. I did have to use a spudger once just to get in there and split them because it did get stuck. And these 2 panels actually slide forward. And you can do that just like that. I'll show it from the side. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. But you're literally just pulling that forward. You can actually push from the thick part back here is the easiest, and it pops forward. And there's his chest plate. Don't put it in place just yet. Just tuck it down. Actually, I forgot about that. Sorry, guys. When you're doing the repair bay mode, this actually flips down like this as well, right? So when you got the legs out and the arms forward, just flip the chest plate around and turn it around. It's part of the repair bay mode. Anyway, so chest plate's done. Just keep it out of the way because the head is inside here and we need to get it out. And that's as simple as rotating this entire piece, the black plastic and the blue part that's on top. The whole thing rotates around 180 degrees. And there you have the combiner mode face, which is cool that it's inside the figure. What's even cooler is if you rotate this 180 degrees, and while I'm right here, I'm going to stop. Let's go ahead and just take a look. Okay, so this is squarer, right? This has got more angled proportions right here, and this is squarer. And yes, so this face is smaller. So this must be what this one is for. The one that's in with the instructions is the alternate face for that head sculpt. And then this is the head sculpt, or the alternate face, sorry, for this one, which is in the bag with the alternate head. So that's the difference between the 2 of them. I'll try not to get those mixed up. Okay, so then you're going to open up the combiner head, and there's the actual face sculpt for Ignis or Hotspot. Rotate the head out so that it's back down inside the body. Close up the combiner head and rotate the whole thing 180 degrees again. And you guessed it, put everything back in place. So you're hiding the combiner head inside, and you are getting Ignis's head sculpt or Hotspot's head sculpt. You can slide these out whenever you want, but the antennas are actually tucked inside the head, so you just grab them by the top and just pull them out. Let's see, where are we at? The legs and the side panels. Yes. So same thing as what we did with the repair bay. You're just going to fold up this panel, flip it back, rotate that 45 degrees so that you can rotate this around, and that's going to go there like that. Same thing with this one. Get that out of the way so we can rotate this all the way up. We'll have to get this out of the way in a minute, but we do have to do the backpack, which is the ladder. So you can separate the ladder away from the back. And I'll just show this. So this is actually a sliding piece to collapse the ladder, right? So you can slide the ladder forward. The ladder then is, let me see if I can show it. There's 2 hinges here. So the ladder actually rotates forward on the hinges, which also lets the base of the ladder break away so that you can flip it out in behind the ladder like this. Now you can slide the ladder all the way back so it's completely out of the way. And then the ladder goes up. This collapses down. Right, ladder comes up like this. And then as you can see, these panels are now kind of in the way. So you can actually do these after. You can do the backpack first if you want. But these panels actually tab into the ladder. So we're just going to... actually, wait, does the ladder... Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. With this out, these two tabs actually tab into the back of the figure. So you have to actually rotate them up, rotate the ladder up on the hinge like that. Then collapse the whole backpack down, right? And come on, you. I feel like I've forgotten something. Oh, yep. I always forget the ladder. This gets in the way of the collapsing of the backpack. You have to flip the top of the ladder flat so that you can tuck it away properly. Now it will go flush with the back, and like I said, these two tabs will tab into the back there, and then these will get the arms out of the way. So these panels, this tab actually tabs into a slot on the backpack, so you just have to line them up on both sides. There we go. And squeezing together completely locks everything into place. And then just take the butt flap, if you will, and you can flip that up and wrap it around the end of the ladder, and it does actually lock into place like that. Let's see. Last part is once you have all that done, you can go ahead and you can put the chest plate away. It does just sit up there like that. You can actually bring the arms. Actually, no, sorry. I leave the arms up just to keep them out of the way of the legs. Now the legs, the instructions on the legs are a little. I think they're a little backwards. I could be wrong, but I've seen a number of videos or reviewers that are kind of fudging around with the hip part, and I found that the easiest way to do this is to actually it sort of follows the instructions, but not quite. But I find if you take the leg and you rotate it all the way back, it makes it easier to rotate the leg out like that. Then there's a locking joint that is right here. So if you rotate this down 90 degrees, there's a locking tab right here. You can actually see there's like three. See, yeah, there we go. There's 3 lines here. So just put your fingernail in there and it'll unlock that tab, which actually lets you extend the leg out. And then you want to push back on that tab to lock it back into place. And now the leg is locked into place. This circle that's here, see the light gets it, is supposed to be facing forward. So the next thing that you want to do is rotate the leg down, then move it up, rotate the leg back out, and then bring the leg down. And I find that that's the easiest way to get the legs. You're actually using the leverage of the hinges to actually move things around without trying to like reach in behind stuff and pull things forward and et cetera, et cetera. The more quicker way is actually just to reach back here and pull this out. It is harder, and then you can just rotate the leg. Then you can bring the leg forward, unlock that tab underneath, extend the leg out, close the tab back up. I said close the tab back up. There we go. There it is. Close the tab back up, but then I find that it's a bit of a struggle, because then you have to go from this to fighting with the ratchet to get the leg to rotate around, then bring the leg down, and then rotate the leg forward, right? So that it looks like that. Either way is acceptable. I just find it's easier to manipulate, the leg back, out, unlock, rotate, bring it down, and then rotate it forward. I know that sounds like a lot, but just rewatch the video a few times. I'm sure you'll get it. Last part's the feet, which are pretty easy. You just want to open these panels, this panel, and fold it in half. The foot's in here. You just want to break it away here. Rotate this part down. It is ratcheted in there, so it is hard. This little shape here is actually supposed to be on top of the foot. And I find if If you try to just like pull it forward, it's nearly impossible. You can't even get like a spudger in here to pull that forward. So I find it's actually easier if you rotate the toe forward, if you actually break it so that it's bending towards the back, and then rotate the toe forward, it will, right, just forward, and then like this, it actually brings it forward on its own. And then you close, let me just get the leg back in their position, close this panel back up, the shin panel. Just be careful because it will actually collapse inside, so you only want to go to there. And then you just bring the foot up and it will line up in place. So I'll just show it again on the other one. Open up this panel, fold this in half, break the bottom half of the foot out, rotate, come on you. Again, it's ratcheted, I don't know why. Rotate that flat, and then break the front part of the toe. Don't break it. Sorry, rotate the toe back and then forward, and it will bring this piece forward, right, to where it's supposed to be. And then leaving the foot like this. There's a few times I kept doing this, like bending it back, and that's not it. This is the entire foot. So close this panel and then just move the foot straight up so that it's lined up there like that. And there he is in all his glory. Bring the arms down, bring the arms down. One thing to note when you're doing the transformation too that I found was a little bit annoying is the tires, because they're rubber, will actually hook on each other while you're trying to move the arms around. So just be cognizant of the fact that you might actually get a tire hooked on another one, and they do kind of come off kind of easily. So just be aware that you might, accidentally say, I've already messed that one up. Okay, there we go. Just be aware that you might be pulling a tire off at some point. Anyway, super fantastic looking figure. Love the presence of this thing. It's massive. We'll do a quick size comparison just for fun, and I do have the other Protectobots from MMC right here, right? So Streetwise and First Aid. I can't remember what their actual names are. Do I have? No, I don't have the boxes. Anyway, so as you can see, like he's double, like almost double their height. I should go look at a scale chart, I guess, to see if this is accurate or not, but I honestly don't care. It's just like that's really impressive. Like, look at that guy. I don't know what else to say. Lots of cool details that are going on with the figure, right? The red painted chest. This is all stuff I remember from the cartoon, right? He's got a solid faceplate, just like Optimus. The red painted eyes. All of the blue in the plastic is just molded plastic. None of that is painted. Some silver and black painted details right in the chest, some line details and stuff that are going on. Just excellent stuff, right? There's more line details down here. I'm trying to remember now. I was going to say these flip up, but these are actually part of the combiner mode, so that's not part of the transformation. That's fine. The only complaint I have, I think, about this figure is the feet. So the stance on the legs it's always going to be an A stance. If you want him to be standing straight up and down, his legs literally come together. So that's a bit of a problem. Sorry, guys. I just noticed I'm moving the camera with the table. I hope that's not too annoying. But to be fair, I don't know why you wouldn't display him like this anyway, right? Like, you kind of want that impressive looking A stance anyway. That leadership quality, right, that's coming off of this figure is just great. But with the A stance, the feet do break away here, and there is some gapping, right, that's going on that you can see through into the inner workings of the figure. It's not a huge deal, but it does sort of detract away from the overall presence of the figure. Again, it's minor, it's very nitpicky. The only other irritating thing I find is actually the hip skirts. They do have a tendency of, just when you're manipulating and posing, of constantly breaking away like this. And this is part of the combiner mode transformation. So it's a little irritating because you keep having to put them back into place, and you can actually feel them tab into place, but the tab's not strong enough that it keeps it in place. Other than that, I mean, the articulation on this guy is just outstanding. As it is normally with all MMC figures, there is a combination of ratchets and not ball joints, but they're swivel joints, right? For example, the shoulders are ratcheted here at the top, but it also has a pivot, like a mushroom peg, that's connecting the two, right? So just to go over the articulation very quickly, this is the only other irritating part too, is when you touch the head, the antennas do have a tendency of going back in. So it is on a swivel here, ball joint, can look up, can look down a lot. It does have like a double pivot at the back. You can feel it when you use it. Can do a slightly tilted head because it is on a ball joint. So that's very cool. Arms go 360 on that swivel joint. You do have to be a little careful, like you do have to move the arm out. You can't simply have it like this and move it. In fact, it actually does kind of tab into place right here. And again, that's part of the combiner mode. So it does do 360. There's huge reach up because of the ratcheted joints that are there. It's a soft plastic ratchet there. We do have a bicep swivel inside the shoulders / bicep, right? Like there's no real hindrance there, so that's cool. There's also an elbow swivel. As you can tell from the hinges, this is a double bend at the elbow, right? So awesome stuff. Again, you're gonna be able to do amazing poses with this. Individually articulated fingers. We've got 1, 2, 3 pins actually, so lots of posability in all the fingers. It's all individual. Thumb is on a ball joint, but there is no pin or anything, so it is kind of fixed in that position, but the ball joint does give you a lot of mobility, so no complaint there. We have, I just closed the fist up. There's no wrist pivot. There is a little bit of a pivot this way, but that's just part of the transformation. And of course, there is wrist rotation as well. We do have, of course, an ab crunch, and it is ratcheted, and you can go all the way over like that, which would be interesting to see how that plays out with the combine mode. And it does also have a waist pivot, or waist swivel, sorry. Legs, so there's no side skirts, so that's nice. There is front hip skirts that get out of the way, which then of course allow the leg to go all the way out. It is also a soft ratchet. It can go all the way forward, and it can go all the way back. No problems there at all, and everything stays in place as it should. You want proof? There you go. Let's see. We have 90-degree bend at the knee. There is a thigh rotation, of course, which is part of the transformation. And then this is the only other irritating part, is that this panel will occasionally pop into place and you have to move the foot to get it out of the way. But as you already saw just from the stance, there is an ankle pivot. And it is a panel that opens, so there's lots of pivot there. Doesn't pivot the other way, and there is no foot pivot front to back. So it's just the inside rotation is what you get. And of course, we'll take one of his rifles anyway and just show, again, like I said, so open up the full handle and then collapse the larger half. And there is a tab on either side of the handle, so it does just go into the hand, right, left or right. Obviously with 2 weapons. Man, I hate playing around with individually articulated fingers are great, but trying to get them all open is a giant pain in the butt. Solid tab in the hand, even with the hand fully open. This does not, like, it does not fall out, right? And then, of course, once you wrap the fingers around it, and we'll get the thumb in there as well, just for fun. There we go. And, of course, once you get the hand wrapped around it, then that's not going anywhere. So, what else can we talk about? I don't think there's much else to say about this guy, again, other than I'm very excited about this set. And I know a lot of people complain about the all-in-one design. It's not in scale for a combiner in the masterpiece scale. You know, some people say that they would rather have, like, they'll take this combiner mode and they'll put it with their Legends figures, because in the cartoon, you know, the combiners were grossly overdrawn in regards to size and scale, right? But for me, it's the engineering aspect of this that they managed to keep everything inside the figure on this entire set. There is no parts forming that's going to happen here. Everything is built into this figure. And I will do a video once the entire set is complete of the combiner transformation and what the entire thing looks like. I have no idea where I'm going to put the camera. I'm going to have to put it like on the other side of the house, because this thing is still going to be like, you know, here's the top of my camera frame and it's going to be way up here somewhere. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I will figure it out for sure, because I will definitely want to show that off. So I'm not going to show the combine mode for this, because I do want to save that for a dedicated video for the actual combiners and that once they all come out. But again, overall, this thing, like, it's so heavy. It's so stable. The transformation is simple. It's easy. It's intuitive. There's no tolerance issues. There's no overcomplication of it, even with it being an all-in-one design, where there's still another mode inside this thing. Again, like, there's no tolerance issues. There's no clearance issues. There's no frustration. It's a happy experience going through the transformation. I have no issues or fears or anything about going through this transformation multiple times, because it is that simple, it is that easy. And I don't know what else to say about it. Like, MMC's engineering is, in my mind, it's beyond any other third party. Any masterpiece company cannot touch MMC's engineering. The quality, you can argue that maybe Fans Toys has better quality, but the quality of this plastic is just great, even when you are struggling to get a part tabbed into place or a part separated. For example, like I showed at the beginning, when you're trying to separate the cab at the beginning of the transformation for the arms, that they do tab in really well, and sometimes they're hard to pull apart, but you never ever feel like, even when you feel that solidness, that the figure is going to break. And that is there's something to be said about that quality and that attention to the detail in a figure like this. And again, amazing that even though this is mostly molded plastic, it still looks really good. When MMC chooses a color for their molded plastic, it just looks really good. You can say what you want about the paint quality of certain companies, certain figures, but there's something to be said about the simplicity of properly colored molded plastic with the right details and just the right amount of paint applications in the right places to make a figure pop like this one. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you haven't picked up this figure yet and you're sort of little hesitant on it or whatever, I would strongly recommend this figure. It is a fantastic figure. It does look fantastic on the shelf. I think the combine mode is going to look fantastic. It's going to feel fantastic. It's going to be solid representation of the Protectobots from the Transformers G1 cartoon. Check out your local toy store to see if they still have some. Check out Madhaus as an alternative if you can't find it. Again, those guys are fantastic. Really good customer service, really good packaging, really good shipping. So please give them a chance. That's it, everybody. I can't think of anything else more good to say about this figure. So once again, as always, I am the Rusty Mechanic. Please go ahead and give this video a like if you did enjoy the content, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And as always, we'll see you next time.